Tonight, we take you across England to the nation's capital. Week 12 of the Ultimate League's primetime showcase brings us a pre-season and playoff rematch. Tottenham have had the upper hand in both, but also coming to this one higher up the table, so something has to give. Tottenham Hotspur are back on the lights for the first time since week 2, and while a lot has changed under Thomas Frank, the consistency has not. Spurs were out for the back of a 3-1 win over RB Leipzig last week, with Xavi Simons, once a Red Bull himself, finally catching fire. A brace on the night, 3 goals in his last 2 games, and signs that something serious is brewing. A win tonight would send Spurs into 3rd place, heading into the 3rd monthly recap of the season. Across the pitch stand Arsenal, a side we saw just 2 weeks ago in a 3-1 win over Athletic Bilbao, and that one that's let a huge opportunity slip through their fingers last week. A jaw-dropping 5-5 draw at the Emirates leaves mixed emotions, with Viktor Gyökeres' hat-trick the lone bright spot. The big Swede now sits on 13 goals, failing in the Golden Boot race. Victory tonight would see the Gunners leapfrog Barcelona and claim the #1 seed. Thomas Frank makes 4 changes from the side that beat Leipzig. Brennan Johnson has gone entirely into Selhurst Park, while Lucas Bergvall, Wilson Alderweireld and Archie Gray all in their first starts. Defensive depth stacked on the bench. Mikel Arteta also rings the changes. Club captain Martin Odegaard returns to midfield, replacing RB Leipzig, while Pedro Hincapié comes in for Ricardo Calafiori at left back. Nono Madueke slots onto the bench, while Maurice Lewis Skelly drops out of the squad. So here we go, another English derby under lights. The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is bouncing, white versus red. Bragging rights on the line. Game on in the North London derby. Arsenal try the kick-off tactic and run away from a very brisk, wintry Hale end. Here's Lucas Bergvall up against Hincapié. Start things off. It's towards Xavi Simons. Back towards Bergvall. Swede did impress last year, but not as much as Arsenal's big Swede has this season in Viktor Gyökeres. Let's give it straight back away to Xavi Simons now. This is Pedro Porro, and what a challenge! Oh, I thought he got the ball! It's an early penalty for Spurs. Hincapié, the new addition, immediately goes from hero to zero. And Richarlison has got a massive chance to give Tottenham an early edge. He's got up against David Raya though. Richarlison misses! And misses badly! Goodness me, what a miss! What was he thinking with that? Are Spurs going to rue this missed chance? We'll have to wait and see. Arsenal reclaim possession. That came just 3 minutes in. Gyökeres, Odegaard now through the centre. Into Saka! And he levels it straight at Vicario. Yeah, the first corner for Set Piece FC of this game. Saka into Jimenez, goes short. Saliba will win the header, and he'll force Vicario to launch into the air and tip it over. Here we go, POV save this one. Oh, that is gorgeous. Come Arsenal again. Mendy. Saka now towards Odegaard, slips it through, and That was a risky challenge there by Christian Romero. Here's RB Leipzig. Let's see how this Tottenham midfield can do. With no Pepe Matassar, no Rodrigo Bentancur. Still João, however. Bergvall delivers it. And Zubimendi pressured. Tottenham corner. Home fans up and that's it. Saliba just wins the battle of the centre-backs there. Beating Van de Ven in the air. And he needed the glove of Vicario to stop Arsenal from giving the lead. Porro goes short to Bergvall. Delivers it wide. Away by Gabriel. Not many players can beat him in the air. Spence. Xavi Simons now with Charlison. Scored in the playoff win in June. Opened the scoring, the first goal of the playoffs, and what a goal it was. Timber. To Mendy now, towards Gyökeres. Declan Rice. Trossard. Away from the space, finds Declan Rice, and he lines one up. Another save by Vicario. How Spurs needed him last year when Arsenal won 5-1 at this ground. Keeping the scores level yet again in the opening 15. Third quarter of the game for Arsenal. This one goes long. Saliba! And this time it's blocked by Van de Ven, and a huge one from the Flying Dutchman. Just comes off his left shoulder. And if that deflects anywhere, goal bound, it's a goal. It's just a goal. Saka against towards Saliba, flicks that on. Also trying everything. This one goes long. And Ngapié with his second foul in the first 15 minutes. That one seemed a little more harsh. Granted, I mean, it's the tackle that gave Spurs the penalty. That looked like a clean one. He might have got there a smidge late. Bergvall. Good defending there by Declan Rice. Porro. Here's Paulinho. Oliver. Spence. Timber. Will win the ball back and will advance up the pitch, and off go Arsenal chasing it. Timber. He deliver it towards Rice. He can do! It's a free header for the English CDM. And you have to admit that he should have done better there. Remains 0-0. Plenty of chances for Arsenal, however. Bergvall. Now Xavi Simons. Back it goes to Paulinho, and that sets up Lucas Bergvall. Back to Simons. Laid off forward, Charlison lines the shot up, and it's saved by David Raya. Spaniard's 6-0 leg. It's a very entertaining 0-0 so far. Porro. And Romero hits wide. I think this is as close as that the Spurs captain has come all season to scoring. Also get away with one. Gabriel and Ngapié. Now Declan Rice. In between two. Gets past one. That's wonderful. Zubimendi. Trossard now. Back towards Declan Rice. Now on the left wing. Being trapped there by Pedro Porro. Gyökeres. Rice. Zubimendi. And good interception there by Archie Gray. Simons, blocked by Gabriel. And taken back by Saliba. Trossard. Oh, caught possession by João Paulinho. There comes Spurs again. Bergvall. Over the top it goes for Xavi Simons. Saliba and Gabriel tag team and get it out. Bergwijn. Now Saka. Gyökeres. Saka in for Arsenal and smothered by Vicario. That's another save to this match's collection for him. Spurs called, and once again, their incredible Italian to the rescue. A fourth corner now for Arsenal. Zumendi. Chips at Saliba again. Van de Ven will win the aerial duel this time. Zumendi takes it away from Odegaard. Odegaard. Saka keeps it. Goes down! Penalty! We saw a similar experience in our last game that has been televised. Newcastle against Aston Villa. Well, the Magpies missed one. And then Aston Villa scored theirs quite a few minutes later. Can Arsenal do the same? Viktor Gyökeres to tie Oyan Sunset and Erling Haaland on 14 ultimately goals for the season. Here we go. Scores! And the away end erupts as Arsenal land the first blow. Not much Ricardo can do about that one. Not being from open play yet, but finally beaten in the game. That might be the only way you can do at this rate. It's a powerful penalty from Gyökeres though. No keeper in the world is saving that one. 1-0 Arsenal. So one more in open play now for Gyökeres. And he will be the top scorer heading into the Week 12 break. Well, I say break. Week 12 recap. Advantage Arsenal. Spurs working the ball well, but not really getting much progress. Arsenal's press is relentless. Bergwijn. Now towards Xavi Simons now. Room to work with. Gets away from Cappier into Richarlison, but immediately stopped by William Saliba. Rice. Trossard. Storming down the wing. Has 2 to aim for in the box. Let's go to Declan Rice. This is Odegaard. Into Saka. And a massive cheer from the Spurs end. As they advance to the pitch on the counter-attack here, it's Wilson Odegaard. There's not much to do in the game so far. Chips in the centre. Xavi Simons looking to take it down, but Declan Rice gets it away. And Cappier into Trossard now. Over 2. And the flick. No fouls as the referee. Off Paulinho. May have arrived a bit late there, the Portuguese. Bergwijn. Porro. Nice little flick on to Xavi Simons. And it's caught Saliba that. It's going to be a Spurs corner. Very tricky move there by Tottenham. Only lost once all season in Turkey away to Fenerbahce. Could tonight be the second? It's looking like that so far. Bergwijn. Pedro Porro. Spence. Xavi Simons and Richarlison held back. You have to feel that the Spurs have ruined that missed penalty now. Conceded one. Saka, too quick for Jed Spence. Into the book he goes. First yellow card of the derby. Nothing really cynical about this one. Just a late challenge. Goes to the ball. and the golden child just beats him to the punch. What can Declan Rice do from this free kick? He can definitely whip it. Oh, Saliba is on his lonesome in the centre. Might go short to Timber as well. And he does. And then Xavi Simons immediately crunches into him. It will stay with Arsenal. Timber. Saka. Into Martin Odegaard. Van de Ven gets the block. Still with Arsenal now. Saka. Is Jurgen Timber. Van de Ven being caught position here. Zumendi. And then Palhinha with the interception. Xavi Simons. Big chance for Spurs now, actually. Could set free all the pair, but he cannot get past the swinging leg of Martin Zubimendi. Saka beats Gray. Timber. Saka in for 2-0 perhaps. Saved by Vicario. A big sweeping leg there. That's the best chance Arsenal have had in a minute. Zubimendi. Here's Viktor Gyökeres. Odegaard. Saka again, being ever so dangerous. And it's gone through the keeper. And he still manages to gather it in his gloves. Incredible. 5 minutes of stoppage time. First already gone for Spurs. Can they get something before the half-time interval? Spence has some room. And Xavi Simons just delivers it immediately to Gabriel. Spurs can break it again here. Saka. He's got Jet Spence on toast for the minute. Odegaard to Gyökeres. Still Odegaard. Zubimendi into Gyökeres. And another save by Vicario. That's, I believe, his 7th of the game. He's been a busy boy. They are waiting to see a lot of action. Going to be a mystery compiler before half-time for Arsenal. Rice delivers it short. Saliba takes it in the box. That's poor marking from Spurs. That's how the big man scored last season. In real life, obviously. Gabriel. Saka. Odegaard will take it away, and that will end your first 45. While there hasn't been many goals, there's certainly been quite a lot of entertainment. And it's Arsenal to get their nose in front, taking advantage of Spurs, missing their penalty in the opening 5 minutes, and then Gyökeres getting his league best 14th goal of the season. What a debut season he's having in this league. Half-time it's 1-0 to the Gunners. I mean, Spurs haven't had much to test David Raya. Might need to just put an extra minute for that beyond yellow card. Yellow card? There we go. Alright, yeah, we're good. So in terms of shots, it's 3 shots to 12, like I was saying. Let's go and see who our man of the match is at the moment. I would probably say Vicario. And indeed it is. He has made 7 saves. He cannot save that penalty, however. Then again, who could? It's a beautiful pen from Gyökeres, who, on the other while, hasn't had the best of games. 6.8 for him, even with the goal, which is very difficult to do. Could we see someone change the game in the second half? Just like Brian Bremo did last week in an incredible Manchester derby. Could the same happen for yet another one? Second half underway. Bergvall. Sloppy pass to Zubimendi to start things off. Arsenal back with possession. Remember, a win for them will take them into second place. And I'm pretty sure it's 3 points off of Liverpool as well for the league lead. They could lead the Premier League and the Ultimate League, which would be absolutely insane. Trossard. Here's Declan Rice. Not to mention the Champions League as well. Odegaard. Well, nearly so has been requested by Mikel Arteta. Questions as to who it may be. got Gabriel Jesus on the bench. Odegaard. Gyökeres, Rice. Taking it in stride. Also do have Ricardo Calafiori. I mean, Petro Capia has not had the greatest of halves, has he? Saka. This time Spence does get the challenge in. And Spurs will end the relentless Arsenal pressure. They can break out here. Bergvall looking forward. Charleston on the... Oh, he goes for Alderweireld instead. He's making another dart and run himself. Lays into Simons. There's for Charleston! Beautiful Tottenham goal. It's goal number 8 of a prolific season for the Brazilian. And this is so well taken. Well, the best defences in the Ultimate League collapses. And Spurs are right back in it. Game on in North London. It's going to be Leandro Trossard off. Erebitre Ezeon was going to be the change. And it looks like Arsenal we're going to make that in case they conceded. Lo and behold, that has happened. They are now back into third. Much to Barcelona's delight. Declan Rice now. Into Eze. His first touch of the ball. Odegaard to Saka. Offside, I think. We've not seen an offside call. And the first change for Spurs comes through with Pape Matar coming on for Lucas Bergvall. Yeah, he was offside. Spence takes into Xavi Simons now. And where in the world has Arsenal's midfield gone? Oliver. Xavi Simons again towards Wilson Oliver. His run set that up. And he chips it towards Richarlison again. Once again scoring against Arsenal in the Ultimate League. Simons. Oliver. Taking it. And Timber will have to force a massive challenge out for a throw-in. And it goes for Charleston, so they will win that exchange. Saka with a knockdown. Arsenal can break it. Rice. Timber. Odegaard could set free Saka. Here's Umameni now to Gyökeres. And that's a beautiful twist and turn from the big Swede into Saka now. Odegaard and Archie Gray. An excellent, well-timed tackle. Xavi Simons now sends Martin Odegaard to the shops and back. Oliver. Xavi Simons now in between 4. Here's Spence. Still Oliver. Twisting, turning. Into Gray. Palhinha. This is Sarr now. His first action on the pitch. And Porro trying to set free Richarlison in the box. There's Eze now. Porro having to play catch-up. Into Gyökeres. And Romero bosses him away. Oliver. Another change upcoming for Spurs. Timber says none of that. Saka. That's a goal for Timber. Here's Gyökeres. And he tries to muscle in between everyone, but Rice is up there as well. Now racing back. Xavi Simons now between 3. Let's it go for Van de Ven. And Spurs can build up another attack. Sarr. There's Porro. Bit of shifting gears now for Spurs. They'll be the ones that look to win the game. We would see them go all the way up to 3rd. And leapfrog Arsenal. Oliver. Richarlison into Oliver. Gabriel's got to be careful. Big physical timed tackle. Another big cheer from another Van de Ven clearance. Such requested by now by both teams. Spence now over the top for Oliver. He's put the right shift. Richarlison into Xavi Simons, and that's a beautiful challenge by William Saliba. Cool and classy defending. Here's Julian Timber. Through to Odegaard. In it goes for Declan Rice all alone. Couldn't get enough power on the shot to beat Vicario. It's going to be, I believe, Kevin Danso on for Tottenham Hotspur. And, of course, Arsenal pull the Sociedad switch. Mikel Merino replacing Martin Zubimendi. This is Merino. Gabriel. And now all the way for Pepe Matasar. Away he goes on his bike. Down the wing. I'm pretty sure he is playing at right wing still. What is Thomas Frank even thinking of? I do not know. Palinha. Richarlison into Sarr. He's got a lot of space to work with, to be fair, the Senegalese. Chips to the back stick. Oh, the bell on the volley! Anywhere in the right of the goal. That is a beautiful way to take the lead for Spurs. And it looks like Raya saw it all the way. And Capier to Declan Rice. This is Mikel Merino's first touch of the ball. Odegaard. Timber now once again joining the attack. Rice. Saka. Looking for Gyökeres. Romero gets that little foot in ahead of him. Palinha. Intercepted by Declan Rice. Odegaard. Saka. Into Gyökeres. That was nearly number 15. And he knows it. He's been in prolific form. 6 goals in his last 4. Richarlison off. Mateus Tell on. Final 15 going. Merino to Saka. Rice. Here's Gabriel looking menacing. Still Rice. Eze. Gyökeres. Now back towards Rice, and this time Tottenham will get it away. This has been so tense and nervy. Spence meets the challenge of Jurrien Timber. This is Tell now. Alderweireld shifted to striker, it looks like. Looking for anyone in white in the box. And he'll find the leg of Jurrien Timber instead. Odegaard. Merino. Odegaard again. Gyökeres looking for Eze. Wasn't ready for it. Final 10 now. Still 1-1. Can anyone find this derby winner? Means so much for either side. And I'm not just talking about pride here. Here's Sarr. Tell. And still Sarr. I can also tell Spurs are going to go back into a triangle here. They passed it straight towards Nkapie. Here's Eze now. Looking for Gyökeres, and he'll take it away from Romero. Arsenal are in here. Been bullied away. Here's Saka now. 1-on-1. Goal! That should do it! Spurs backline immediately falters as soon as the captain gets brought out of play. Saka keeps his run. And they're too far away to catch up with him. Blasted past Vicario into the roof of the net. And Arsenal have surely got the 3 points now. A huge derby win. They'll be back to back in the league. Over Tottenham. Although this one a lot less convincing. Here's Xavi Simons now. They could have it here. Oh, David Raya. Deserved applause from his back line. A big time start from a big time goalkeeper. I managed to keep that out of the net. I will never know. Here comes Spurs with the corner. Not really much success with this. Romero, straight at the keeper. That was a lot better than his previous effort in the first half. Now the question is now, can Arsenal hold on? Spurs need to get this ball. And quick. Gyökeres. Merino. And Romero. Stays firm. Here's his Danso now in the midfield. Oliver. Over the top four. Tell. It's hacked away. And Romero loses sight of it where Gyökeres is. But he wins it back. And starts the 3 minutes of stoppage time. Can Spurs get one last chance off? Xavi Simons now. Danso. Over the top. Got two on the overlap waiting. Porro delivers it. Oliver trying to knock it down, but it's away by Timber. Eze gets the important second ball. Somehow Odegaard wins it over Van de Ven there. Here's Gyökeres. Saka to seal it now. Keeps it away from Shed Spence. This is Marino. Mikel Marino saved. But that is it. Arsenal finally take their chance. And to all the Gunner supporters that we've just seen there, it means a lot to them because they now have a shoe-in. The season ended there today in the quarter-finals of the playoffs. They do not need to go into the first round. That is their goal. And it also puts them within touching distance of the league leaders and ultimately champions Liverpool. For Spurs, it is just their second defeat of the season. They definitely will bounce back from this. But in terms of where it lies now, it puts them level on points with Real Madrid. A win would have seen them advance over Arsenal, but that will have to wait. Or maybe it never comes, actually. But then again, Spurs do have a comfortable playoff spot as they end week 12 in 6th position. I mean, Atletico Madrid, should they win over, if my memory is correct... Oh, who was it now? Was it Fenerbahce? I believe it was Fenerbahce. I might be a bit stupid here. Ah, no, it was Napoli, of course. Yes. So, good luck, Spurs. But then again, that will only put them down to 7th, which is still a home playoff tie. It's when you get to 8th and 9th that sort of becomes the grey area. In terms of who they have next for each side, Arsenal have got a date next week at the Emirates with Real Sociedad. So that is going to be quite the reunion for Mikel Merino and Martin Zubimendi. As for Spurs, they face Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. That is going to be next Sunday at 4 o'clock. It will not be a primetime, however. So that will do it. Arsenal, hold on. And hang on a minute. Gyökeres could be also the joint top in the MVP race as well with his potential fifth man of the match award. Let's see who that is. Actually, let's just go through the stats as well. I've been through everything else. 7 shots to 17. On paper, it looks like it was Arsenal's domination again. And maybe it did seem like that from time to time, but Spurs held on and fought valiantly. It will be Martin Odegaard, actually. He takes it away from Viktor with that second goal, I potentially think. Yeah, 7.6. But Viktor also made 9 saves. First start back in the team. And I think a second man of the match award for Martin Odegaard. Been wonderful. And I believe, yes... I kind of want to see this challenge, you know. Okay, first of all, yeah, we've got the foul here by Spence. Does it show it's here? No, it does not. It doesn't even show the penalty. Thank goodness I got it. So, that will do it. Finally, as we say, so long from North London. Good night, everybody.